All right, what is going on? It is Nate. This is episode 31 of the March Marathon. This is the last day. I did it. I did a video every single day this month. Um, Before I even knew how to do a video, I had no idea how to post on YouTube. I didn't know how to film on my computer. I didn't know anything. I just made a decision I was going to post a video every day, and I figured it out. Even busy days, crazy days, whatever. I made it work. So there's really no excuse. I hate excuses. So please, try to refrain from making excuses. But on this episode, I want to talk about how to change your life, right? And it sounds so cringy because you probably hear it all the time on social media. Oh, I changed my life. I changed my life. I genuinely changed my life. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. Okay. So if you actually want to change your life, you actually want to be living whatever life you want to live, I don't care what it is, you can live that life. And I'm going to tell you how because it works the same no matter what your goals are. So get out a pen and paper if that's the case. This video is not going to be exciting. It's not going to be stimulation overload. It's going to be, I'm just going to be talking to you. I didn't plan this video at all. But this is something a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people message me about on like TikTok and stuff on how they can get, figure out what they want to do. How do you know what steps to take? How do you know what to do? And so that's what I'm going to. So for me, it started in November or December. I don't remember, of last year. So like 4 months ago, 5 almost now. Um, I basically decided I didn't like where I was headed. And I wasn't headed in a bad direction, but it wasn't what I wanted. I knew I could do more. I knew I had more potential. And that's not, it's not bad to say things like that. A lot of people are afraid to talk highly of themselves. You need to talk highly of yourself because you got to have confidence, right? If you don't have confidence in yourself, if you don't believe in you, nobody's going to believe in you. And so you have to carry yourself that way. And so you have to, put it aside, whatever people have said about being cocky or whatever. Yeah, you don't want to be, you don't want to be annoying to people, but you got to carry yourself and know that you can achieve whatever you want. Because if you don't think so, you're right. You won't achieve it. So step one is figure out what you want, right? And so, but to do that, you got to kind of get dissatisfied with your life. You got to get disgusted with your life, even if it's not disgusting. Like by no means of what I say in my life was disgusting at all. But I got extremely dissatisfied. I was like, is this really all I could do, right? Is this the best I could do? Is this the best I can do in this world, right? Is this the biggest impact I can have? Is this the most amount of money I can make? Is this really where I want to live? Is this really what I want to be doing with my time, right? And so when I ask myself these questions, that's how you're going to figure it out. You got to ask yourself questions. Because if you're just like sitting here, you're like, yeah, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, you're never going to figure it out. But you got to ask yourself questions. What do I want to do? And just let yourself think. Like, you're not going to get an answer instantly. It's not going to, this doesn't happen overnight. Like, it took me weeks to actually figure out, okay, this is exactly what I want. And then even then, your plans are going to change, but you just have to have some idea of what direction you're headed into, or else it's really difficult to go in a positive direction, right? Because if you don't know where you're going, it's like, I don't like to use this example because everyone uses it, but it's like getting in the Uber and not telling him where to go. Like, you don't know where you're going to end up. You're just kind of going through the motions. You're hopping in the car. You're like, yeah, this is cool. And then in 10 years, you're like, oh, nothing's changed. I'm the same person. I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like where I'm living. I don't like how much I'm making. And you're like, now I'm stuck, right? I got a family, everything. So that's what I'm trying to help you guys avoid. And so you got to figure out what you want. And like I said, it could change over time. Whatever you decide on today, it could be different tomorrow. Because for me, it changed quite a bit until I literally went and like figured it out. Like I didn't know where I wanted to live. So I went and toured these places. That's when I figured it out. Because you think you know, right? You think you know. Like I said, I wanted to live in San Diego. And then I went and toured because I wanted to live in a high rise apartment. And so I went and toured downtown San Diego. I hated it, right? There was homeless people everywhere. It smelled like pee everywhere. I did not like any second of it. And I was like, I will never live here in my life. Maybe like La Jolla or something, but downtown San Diego, I was like, absolutely not. And after talking to some people that live around there, they said, yeah, don't don't go downtown. But anyways, but I had been writing, right, for a while that I wanted to live in San Diego. I wanted to live in San Diego. And then I went and toured it and I was like, this isn't for me, right? So then I was like, okay, well, what's for me? Where do I want to live? So I went to Huntington Beach because I know I love going to Huntington. So I was like, well, there's got to be some nice places to live. So I went and I toured apartments. I don't know. I'll probably like try to put it up here. Sorry, I thought everything's flipped. Probably gonna put it on this side. But like, I'll show a picture. But like I went and toured the apartments, and I went and sat in all my dream cars. I went and sat in every car I wanted. I started them up. I mean, obviously I didn't waste their time and have them take me out for a drive because I knew I wasn't financially ready at the time to buy them. But you got to go look, dude. You have to understand that the only difference between you, where you are now, and where you want to go is essentially your mindset and your the frequency that you operate on. So there's not It's like the colors of a rainbow, right? So everything's intertwined. So the path to get you there is already here, and everything you need to do to get there, you can tap into right now. There's no magical barricade that's blocking you from living the life you want to live. It's all right here. It's all right in front of you. You just have to reach for it. You just have to figure out what it is and tap into that. So go sit in that car. Go look at that apartment. Go tour that home. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do. Because you got to be very exact. You can't wish. You have to know, right? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm living. This is what I'm buying. This is how much I'm making. This is what I'm doing, and that's how you're gonna get direction in your life. And that's when your life moves really fast, like extremely fast. When you are aligned with where you are going, things will happen so fast. I started a business and had my first few clients within like 24 hours. Right, the day before I had never even had the idea. 24 hours later, I had people paying me to be their mentor. Right, that's how fast things can happen. It's like, but you have to take action. You can't let these ideas just fizzle away. Sorry, I'm gonna add this light. Maybe that'll help. You can't let these ideas just fizzle away because you're gonna get these different ideas, and it's very easy to not take action on them. And so I struggled with this for a while. I would get these ideas, and they just like flash into your mind randomly. You don't know when they're gonna come. You don't know, but they're coming from God, right? So you have to take action on them because there's a reason. It may not be the direct way you make money. It may not be exactly your end goal, but it will take you there, right? So let me give you the example. So I had the idea to make a video, 60 Minutes to Success. It's on my channel. It took me, I think, 2 months to make the video from the day I got the idea. I could not get myself to do it. I don't know why. And then I finally was like, I need to start taking action. I need to take action. And then my older brother Nick was like, hey, let's hop on a call. And I was like, sweet, let me record it. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is my video I've been needing to make. And then I made the video and I was like, wow, I absolutely love this, right? I love doing long form content. And so I made a decision. I'm going to post a video every day for a month, not knowing what I'm going to get from it, right? And so if you look at my channel, you'll be like, oh, well, he has like 30 subscribers. He doesn't really get that many views. Or if you look at my TikTok, oh, he doesn't have that many followers. Well, my commitment to make a video every day led me to starting my group, starting this new business where I'm able to help people, where I'm going to be helping other people make money, right? All of this is happening because I started posting YouTube videos. I started posting about trading. I started posting about, my life. I started posting about me going snowboarding and making money from my phone. People like that stuff. Like this is a life that everybody could be living. And so, I get a ton of views? Did I get a ton of subscribers from this? No. But I just started a business that I'm 100% confident will be scaled at least to 6 figures this year, probably 7. The goal is 7. So you have to know, you just have to let go. Like you have to know what you want and then kind of let go. And whenever you get these ideas, you just have to go for it. You just have to do it. You just have to take action and move in that direction. Okay. Which is very difficult. I'm not by any means saying it's easy, but I am saying every step you need to take will be presented to you. And I don't know how to explain how I can, like, there's no way for me to explain that any further. But when you are aligned with where you're going, you know what steps you need to take, but you are scared to take them. That's all it is. It's just you and your fear. Who's going to win, right? And so I was telling my older brother Nick, I said, whenever I face these moments, whenever it's you're doing something new, something uncomfortable, something that's stressful, something that's scary, I look at my old life, I look at the life I'm going to be living, and I ask myself, is this too scary that I'm going to go back to that life? And every single time it's not too scary, right? Because you end up doing it and you're like, that wasn't even bad. I was scared for my life to make a YouTube video. It ended up being like the favorite thing, like one of my favorite things. I love doing YouTube videos. I love posting long form content because I can actually talk. I can actually get my point across. It's not me trying to do a catchy hook to give you guys a bunch of information that, doesn't even help you because it's 20 seconds long. Like that is not my vibe, but I'm doing that to try to build my brand to send people to YouTube. So you got to figure out what you want. And once you know what you want, right? And when I say what you want, you need to know exactly how much money you want to be making to the dollar, right? 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month, a million a year, 10 million a year, 100 million a year, whatever it is. You need to know to the dollar what you want. You need to know where you want to live, know the exact city, and try your best to find the apartment, the house, whatever it is. Pretend like you are moving there right now. Like act like you're searching to move tomorrow. Okay, that's literally like the mindset you have to be in. So you want to know where you're going to live. You got to know how much you want to make. And then I don't know if you guys are car people. I'm a car person, right? So I figured out exactly what cars I want. There's multiple, yeah, right? And I'm going to get them all. So you got to know exactly what cars you want. And you got to know, okay, well, when I travel, where am I going to travel? How am I going to dress? How am I going to walk? How am I going to talk? What are my hobbies going to be? And so when you figure out this whole character, almost like, right, so life is pretty much a game, and you get to unlock whatever character you want to be. That's kind of my opinion. So when you figure out what character you're going after, you kind of know, once you have all the things, right? When you have all these habits, right? What does this version of me do? It's very easy to move in that direction because you know what he would be doing, right? If you're someone who is a swing trader, well, guess what? He's going to be waking up before market open. He's going to be scanning the market. He's going to be trading the strategy. He's going to be following the rules. He's going to be doing all these things without thinking, right? It's your instinct, because it becomes a habit. And okay, um, the millionaire version of myself, is he scrolling TikTok all day long? Absolutely not. Right. So what did I do? For a while, I deleted it. Now I have it so I could post, but I don't scroll on it. Right. I deleted Snapchat. Waste of time. Got no value out of it. Guess what? You figure out who actually wants to talk to you. Very few people. Um, I limited my social media time, like Instagram, to 30 minutes a day max. Right. So I started figuring out all these habits. What would this version of me be doing? Because I know he wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, because my actions are what have gotten me these results that I'm not happy with. And so, um, you got to, once you know your exact character, it's very easy to make these habits, right? Because, oh, I'm going to be fit. Okay, well, what do you need to do? You need to eat right. You need to hit the gym. You need to get your steps in, right? It's like, okay, knock that part out. I'm going to be a swing trader. All right, waking up before market open, trading every day, studying every day, following the rules, proper risk management. You do all these things, right? It's instinct, it's natural, because that's who you are already, because you have to be this person now. You're not chasing this person. This person is you. You're already that person. Once you know who you want to be, you're already him. The physical results it just takes time to catch up. The physical world takes time, because in the spiritual world, there's no such thing as time. There's no time. So once you become them spiritually, you're already them. That's already you. You're already a millionaire. You're already making 10 million a year. You're already living where you want to live. You're already driving what you want to drive. You're already traveling where you want to travel. It's already done. It already exists. It's already you. It just hasn't come to the physical world. But your actions and your faith and your expectations are what are going to bring that to the world. And that's what determines how fast it comes to the world. This is going to be an absolute banger of a video. This honestly deserves to blow up, because I'm giving you guys, this has taken me months to figure out. This is how my life's completely changed. So now you know who you want to be, every little detail. And now you're finding these little habits. And over time, you're going to develop new ones. You're going to figure out what you could do. So, like for me recently, I was like, okay, I find that the days where I'm not on my phone before, like when I wake up, for as long as possible, are the days I have the best days. The days where I'm in the flow state, where I'm having creative ideas, where I'm more, tuned in to my goals, where I'm able to visualize better, where I'm able to, picture myself living this life. Versus the days where I'm on my phone a lot, the days where I'm picking up my phone every 5 minutes. I don't have any time to imagine. I don't have any time to think, because you're always stimulating your brain. So I figured that out. So now my goal, I try to wake up earlier. Not I try, I do, at least 1 hour before I need to go on my phone. So I have to be on my phone at 6:15 to trade with my group. So I'm up at least 5:15. I try to do 4:30, but I also prioritize my sleep. So if I'm not asleep till 11 because I'm working, I'm not going to get up at 4 and then have a miserable day. I'll wait till 5:15 or whatever. But that is my latest if it's a weekday and I have to be on my phone at 6:15. So I figured that out, right? And then I had this period where everything was slow, which I think everyone's going to go through. That is your time where God is testing you, because this is basically how it goes. You figure out who you want to be, and you immediately know what steps to take. Once you know exactly who you want to be, you immediately know what actions you need to take. And the faster you take the actions, the faster you're going to get to where you want to go. It's not going to be instant, but the longer you procrastinate these ideas that you're getting, the longer it's going to take for you to get there. And I didn't know this for the longest time. Nobody told me this, right? I'm figuring this out on my own. And so I was kind of letting these ideas, dwindle away. But the day I wanted to go to, I decided on moving to San Diego. I went to San Diego. I'm pretty sure that day. It was 6 p.m. I live 5 hours away. I said, all right, I'm going to San Diego. I'm gonna go check it out. So I did. I went to San Diego. I mean, it's simple. Like you got to move. I'm not kidding. Like you have to move, because if not, you'll let the ideas die and you'll stay the same. But you'll get these inspired actions that you need to take, and you just have to take them. If you don't take them, like that is basically what separates you from the version that you want to be. Is you currently are rejecting the ideas that are coming to your mind, And the version that you want to be is accepting them and taking action on them. So every time you are debating on taking action on something, ask yourself, do I want to be the same person, right? Because if you're taking the same actions, you're going to get the same results. Or do I want to be this new person? Do I want to be a new version of myself? Because if you want to be someone new, you have to do new. If you're doing things, if you want to be someone you've never been, you have to do things you've never done. All right. Shout out to Jim Rohn. Uh, he's a really good speaker. Listen to him. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of the basis of it. You got to start taking these actions, but you're gonna have a slow period. So when you first figure it out, you're gonna immediately know what action to take because you're gonna be on fire because you're seeing yourself living this dream life, right? And you're like, wow, this is possible. I can do this. And so you're on fire. So you start taking these actions, and then you'll come to the end of those actions, like the obvious ones, and it's like, whoa, okay, now what? Like things are moving pretty slow. And so that happened to me. January, February were crazy, like crazy months. I was dropping out of school. I was, going and touring apartments. I had my biggest days ever in the stock market. Like it was like, holy smokes, I'm on cloud nine, right? And then March hit, which is when I started this challenge, and it was like slow, like such a slow period. And it was like, what's going on here? Like what this is crazy. Like the first few weeks, I was like, the stock market's doing bad. Like I was doing fine, but I wasn't making money. Like I was even. And so I was like, okay, social medias aren't blowing up. Stock's not blowing up. It rained a lot, and I have a detailing business, so that was really slow. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, nothing's changed. Like, I'm still doing the action. I'm still, pursuing everything. And then that's when everything changed because that's when most people give up because they lose faith. They think that they're not good enough to get what they want. They're not capable of achieving what they want to achieve. And that's where everybody gives up, right? Because it gets slow, it gets boring. But it happens every time. It happens every time before your biggest moments because that is where you're tested. You're either going to have a slow period or you're going to have a drawdown where like something crazy happens in a negative way and it's like testing you and seeing if you're going to, are you going to give up on your goals or are you going to keep going? And so obviously I didn't give up because I don't give up. And so I went snowboarding and I was really thinking because that was the first time I really went and just like had fun in a while. Because I was like, you know what, maybe I just need a day to kind of let my brain just chill. Like, just kind of be chill, just kind of be present, enjoy the moment, and not be thinking about the future. And so that was when the ideas came. I went with my friend Christian, and so he was talking about trading a lot, and he was really talking to me about it. And then my friend Mason too had texted me, and he was asking about trading, and I was like, maybe this is a sign because I'd always wanted to mentor people. I wanted to do mindset stuff, but I never connected the dots of, trading is what I do, right? That's my income. But it's not just trading. Like if you're a trader but you don't have the mindset, you're not going to make money. Trust me. That was me last year. I traded the same strategy I trade now and I wasn't making money. And it was a better market than it is now, right? What was the difference? My mindset. I was making stupid decisions because in my mind I wasn't a trader. I wasn't profitable. I wasn't making money online. I wasn't that person. So I found a way out of it in a negative way, right? And so I was like, okay, if I could teach people how to trade, I can give them the strategy. I can break it down. I'll tell them every single trade I'm taking. I'll have live trading every single day. I'll do one-on-one coaching. Plus, I'll give the mindset part of it. I'll give them, I'll teach them how to create the mindset, how to create your dream life in your mind so that you can then live that in your future because you'll never outperform your self-image. I was like, that is the most well-rounded program there is in this world, right? There's no such thing. You can't go on the internet and find something like that. You simply can't, and I stand behind that. At least not to the extent I'm doing it. So that's when I was like, I'm not gonna let this idea die. And so I kind of connected those dots when I was working the next day. And so on the way home, I made a video. It's on my channel, and it was like huge announcement. I don't know, and I just kind of said what my idea. I didn't know anything. I had nothing physical. I hadn't created anything, but I just said this is what I'm doing, right? And then just from that, I got my first couple clients, and that's how fast it happens. But I could have just let it fizzle away. I could have been like, oh yeah, well, maybe now's not the time. The market's not doing too good, or well, what if nobody buys it? And you could. It's so easy to talk yourself out of it. No, I said, all right, I'm making a video on this on my way home so that I can get this seed planted because your ideas are very much the same as a physical seed. They're a spiritual seed. So you need to plant those seeds as soon as you can. So like, you know what? I'm planting that seed. I don't care if nobody buys it. I'm planning that. Like I'm putting this into the physical world. I'm taking this from an idea and I'm planting this in the world. And so that's what I did. And then I got my first clients and I was like, okay, this is meant to be like you could just feel it. It just feels right. And so that's what happened, right? I had a slow period. I had a time of a ton of change. And then I had a time where things were just like really slow in every way. Nothing was really moving. And so that's where a lot of people give up because they're like, oh, I failed or, I'm not good enough, or whatever. But I was like, no, like I'm sticking to this. I'm going to figure it out. And then that's when all of that happened. And now it's like that time was preparing me for what was to come. Because had I not entered that time of, let's just call it recession, right? Just like a slow period, I wouldn't have started posting YouTube videos every day. I wouldn't have made videos about me snowboarding and trading. I wouldn't have made any videos about me trading. So therefore, I would have never had anyone asking me about trading. Therefore, I would have never started a group for trading, which I know with 100% fact, you can watch this back in a year or two. This is going to be a 7-figure business. So it's like, you just have to take the actions. You may not know why. You're going to get these ideas. You're going to have the urge to call these people, talk to these people. You don't know why, but just do it. Like, please just do it because it all connects. It's a law of attraction, law of vibration, right? You're on that frequency of what you want. And so you're attracting everything you need to attract to get there. So just do the actions. It can make no sense to you in the moment, but I promise you, a month or 2 months later, it'll all connect and you're like, whoa. You're like, this is crazy. And so I guess that's kind of my story of how to change. Like, I guess, yeah, change your life. I mean, that's really what it is. It's like you figure out what you want to the penny, everything, every detail about yourself. And then you ask yourself, what habits do I need to become this person? What would this version of me be doing, right? Would the version of me that's making $1 million, would he be scrolling TikTok? Would he be watching Netflix all day? Would he be, snoozing the alarm every day? Would he be skipping the gym every day? You got to ask yourself, what would this version of me be doing? And then you do that now because you already are that person spiritually. So now you have to take the actions, create the habits on the physical world to become that person physically. So you know who you want, and now you make the habits. And so this is probably the most important thing. So if you're watching this far in the video, this is the gym. You have to, first off, get a goal card, write your goal on it, one goal in present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that, and say your goal. Mine says, I am so happy and grateful now that I earn $100,000 per month from my phone with ease. Okay, I've written probably 1 million of those because I lose them all the time. But you need to write your goal card, put it in your pocket, carry it with you everywhere. It'll make a bigger impact than you think. It sounds silly. Your habits are going to try to get you to not do this, because I procrastinated this for months, and I was like, that's stupid, I don't need to do that. And then I did it, things changed. So you listening, do it. This is, like, I'm telling you right now, do it and carry it with you every day. Read it right when you wake up, read it right before you go to bed. It'll change your life. If you really want it, if you really want to be successful, you'll do it. All right. So yeah, you got to take the actions. But I forgot where I was going before that. You need to. This is the biggest part. Your physical actions aren't going to move you as much as your spiritual actions. So I could sit here on my computer and do work, physical work all day long, right? Whether I'm, upgrading the Discord, or I'm making these documents, PDFs, making videos about the strategy, whatever I'm doing, I can do it all day long. You will not move as fast as if you are sitting here thinking about your future life nonstop, like it is the present moment. That is what changed my life. And now I'm not saying I sit here and think about it all day long by any means. But when you think about it nonstop and you make yourself feel like that's your present self, and you're able to direct, like, now I can direct my emotions. Like, I can make myself feel that instantly. Like, I don't have to sit here and picture stuff. Like, I can feel it. Like, I can snap into it right now. But it takes time. It takes practice, right? I've been doing this for months. So that's what you have to do. That's how you're going to get these ideas. That's how your life's going to change. Is you always have to be in the state of the wish fulfilled. You have to always be thinking like the person you are, because you already are that person. You're not becoming them. You are that person. You may not have the physical results, but that's who you are. So you have to think like that person. So, like, all the time I'm thinking, yeah, I earn 100,000 a month. right? You don't think anything of it now. It's like now it's ingrained in my mind. That's natural. And so guess what? I'm getting all these ideas and I'm taking all these natural actions that are taking me exactly in that direction. And then it's not a matter of am I going to hit my goal? It's a matter of when, right? Like you know what's happening, you just don't know the timing. It's God's timing, perfect timing. Don't question his timing. So that's the biggest key. That's what I learned. Because like the times where things were really slow, when I didn't know what steps to take, it's because I wasn't thinking about the actual result. Like I wasn't spending my time focusing my thoughts in that direction on being the person I want to be. And I was too busy focused on how can I do it? How can I do it? How can I do it? It's wrong because you already are it. You already are that person. So you just need to feel like that person and you will attract all the things you need. And I know it sounds like some foo-foo stuff, but it's the way it works. So, I mean, you can use it or not. It's up to you. I'm just telling you what works. So you have to feel like that person all the time. And then that's how you're going to get these ideas and these actions to take and just change your life because you already feel like you accomplished it all. So you're just in a better mood. You're just happier, more productive, everything. Everything's better. So that's my spill. This was almost 30 minutes long. Sorry. I know it wasn't fun, but if you truly rewatch this video and you write down the steps and you take action, and if you need more help, DM me on my social medias. I'll help you. But this is what changed my life. And read the book Think and Grow Rich. Read it every day. I don't care if you read one word. Make it a habit and read it because the more you read it, it'll become a habit, and you will feel wrong if you don't. Same with the Bible. Do both. Obviously, talking about money here, which the Bible does too. But Think and Grow Rich will open your eyes to the way your mind works. Um, because it's called Think and Grow Rich because you genuinely think and grow rich. Like it's your mind. It's all your mind. Someone with the best skills in the world but the worst mindset will never make it. Someone with the worst skills and the best mindset will always make it. And I stand by that. So stop thinking that knowing precedes doing. You never know how to do anything until you do it. So stop sitting here and thinking, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, because you've never done it. You never know how to do something you've never done. I mean, that's just common sense. So you just got to do it and you perfect it along the way. If you try to perfect a business before you start it, you're never going to start it. You just have to do it. Just jump into it. You're going to figure it out. I mean, obviously, you want to make sure you can fulfill the value that you're offering. You don't want to be scamming, but you're not going to be. It's not going to be perfect, right? You have to launch it. Just do it. Just go for it. This is your sign. Just go for it. Whatever you've been thinking about doing, just do it. Just start it. Text those first people. Text your first clients. Get it. Because once you get the ball rolling, the ball that will not stop rolling unless you stop the ball. So yeah, so that's my video. 31 days straight of posting YouTube videos. It genuinely changed my life. That's what started my group, which I know is going to have a massive impact on the world. I'm going to make millions by helping other people make millions. I mean, that's a good life. And I stand behind that. So if you're interested in my group, if you want, to be a part of the trading experience and the mindset development, DM me on my social medias. I'm working on getting a website built so you guys can have access to it at all times and just kind of check it out. And I'll put it in my descriptions. But for now, feel free to message me if you're interested. We can hop on a call and kind of just talk if it's a good fit for you. Because like I said, it's 10 one-on-one calls that come with it. So it's 10 1-hour calls. So I'm investing my time in it too. So I only want to take people who I know are going to benefit from it and who I know are going to get the value from it. So if you're interested, just DM me. We could talk, hop on a call, see if it's a good fit. And if so, we'll move forward. But yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow. I love making YouTube videos. So I'll be back. For now, posting every day. If anything changes, obviously I'll tell you guys, or you'll see. But for now, this is crazy. It's changing. Everything's changing. So yeah, that's how fast your life can change. So if you need help, if you just have questions, feel free to message me. But you want to join my group? I stand behind it. The most well-rounded trading group in the world. Nobody's doing the mindset development part of it, which is huge. You can look up winning strategies all over the internet. They're everywhere. Application is where people fail. So I work with you one-on-one to make sure that you are not only understanding the strategy, following the strategy, but I'm helping you to apply the mindset development part of it. So you see yourself as a trader, see yourself as a profitable person, see yourself as someone who makes money online because you can't outperform your self-image. So if your self-image isn't that person, you're never going to be that person. So I'm going to show you how to work. I'm going to work with you one-on-one to change your self-image so you can become that person spiritually and you don't outperform your self-image, because that's when things start to happen to pull you back to your old ways. And that's what happened to me. And so I'm just trying to help as many people become profitable, but also avoid the mistakes I made, where when I became profitable, I reverted back to my old ways because I was outperforming my self-image. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this was a long video. I know it wasn't super crazy exciting, but if you genuinely pay attention to this video and you genuinely watch it and take notes and follow the steps and apply it, application is key. Your life will change. I promise. If you have any other questions, feel free to DM me. I'm here to help. But I'll be back tomorrow.